Secret of the Sony Technology.
Introduction.
The reason I thought about writing this book in the first place is that, when I looked back at the history of technology in the past half-century and pondered about what was born from it, I reached my own conclusion. If someone was to ask me, "Gee, did you do something good for the world?" I can answer H with confidence. Throughout history, in order to build a happier and a more peaceful civilized society, people shared their wisdom with one another to advance one step at a time. If that wisdom were to disappear in just one generation, the next generation must start the same cycle all over again, and there will be no accumulation of knowledge or advancement. Human society would be driven solely by animal-like instinct. But somewhere down the line, people learned to communicate with words, learned to paint, invented writing, engraved words in stones to pass their history along to future generations, used papyruses and paper which enabled communication with people from afar, and then invented ways to mass print on paper. Thus began an era of civilization in which massive amounts of books could be disseminated. The driving force behind the development of civilization is its methods of communication and recording said communication for future generations. In modern times, people have become capable of transmitting information to broader areas thanks to the emergence of the telephone, which enabled instant conversation, and images could be saved and accumulated by taking pictures using film. Documents could be widely distributed using fax machines, and movies could be viewed by many at cinemas. Now, with rapid development, audio recording phonodiscs have been replaced by tape recorders, CDs and MDs that use optical recording technology, as well as television and video recording. In addition, the ability to store data onto vast memory devices using computers is rapidly improving. Advancements in recording technology, due to the development of electronics in the 50 years after World War II, have been dramatic. Magnetic recording in particular was at the top of these advancements. Audio, image, movie, all could now be saved and passed on to the next generation. Century diligently developing the magnetic recording technology that became one of the drivers of the development of civilization, allowing us to pass on the accumulated wisdom of our forerunners to future generations. All I did was just work hard, but now that I think back on those days, I feel that my work was something that a great deal of good for society. Am I able to clearly show what goals and objectives should be passed on to future generations? I would very much like to answer yes, I can H to that question too. It has been several years since I started to think about having to pass on all of the technical knowledge that I accumulated during my feverish years of work, and finally, I have managed to do just that. This book is the result of that work. I believe that what I thought and what I created by the sweat of my brow can only be written by me, myself. I have been interviewed on countless occasions and appeared in newspapers and magazines, but those are all me seen from the third person, and my opinions are all filtered in one way or another. For this reason, I wrote this book to record my own true thoughts, experiences, and happenings, as well as episodes that I have never told. That is the desire that I have put into this book. I believe that engineers experience their greatest pleasure only when they feel the happiness or the sense of satisfaction that the technology that they created did some good for the advancement of civilization. Of course, if the readers of this book, not just engineers, are able to empathize with any part of this book, put it to practice and find pleasure in it, that would be more than I would hope for. 1997 Spring. Nobutoshi Kihara.